This is a bench along a trail. This one's really kind of hard, and it it all depends on what's written here. So I'm going to look at what they've described as Dorothy Arlene Gill Memorial Bench, a rest stop sitting alongside the link, Noonan's favorite walking bike trail. This bench has been dedicated to the memory of Dorothy Arlene Gill. So that's all pretty good for a title and description. If I click on the picture, lovingly dedicated to the memory of Dorothy Arlene Gill, so it is the memorial bench that they claim it to be based on the photo. If I click here to see the supplemental picture, they show that it looks like it's one of two benches with some kind of circular pavement here. And this does look like there's some kind of pedestrian pathway here. So it doesn't do a lot to tell me where this is located, but I can see a little bit of context there. So now let's look at the reason for why they think this bench should be added as a POI. Despite its relatively recent construction, the link is already a favorite for Noonan pedestrians, and a memorial bench is as great a landmark as any to become a stop or gem. Okay, so sure, the link is a great place to walk and explore. Why is this bench a good POI though? I don't see any reasoning for why the bench itself is a good POI. They literally say it's as good as anything, which means it exists, therefore I want it to be a stop or a gem. Again, we've talked about it really shouldn't reference Pokemon, but that's not the end of the world. If I go down and look at location, I can drill down into here, and yes, it does look like that is a spot where there is that loop and a couple of benches there. So I'm going to trust the location on this one. But in terms of why this bench is good, let's talk a little bit about memorial benches. So memorial benches are often money-making. I don't really want to call it a scheme because it's not, they're money-making programs. So you've got some kind of trail system or park system that's going to need maintenance. So the city will offer a way to sponsor a bench. And I don't know what that money goes for. I don't know how much they sell for, but it's the person's paying for the bench or they're paying for the maintenance along the road, because everyone is special to someone, right? So whoever the loved ones were for this woman, Dorothy Arlene Gill, they obviously miss her, the fact that she's gone, and so they wanted to memorialize her by giving her a bench along a trail in this beautiful, peaceful setting. But when we're talking about memorials in terms of rising to the level of being significant to the community so that they can be POI, we've been given guidance that it needs to be a person who is so significant to the community that you can like tell the story and explain how they were significant to the community. And so for this person, I don't see any explanation of who this woman was. And I could probably go try to look her up. Now you can see in the background here, I've done some looking up just to figure out what is link because there was no explanation there. And so I do find that it's a pathway. I could try to figure out who this Dorothy woman is, but I'm not sure why I need to go do all that research. The person who's submitting it should have done that research for me and tried to explain and given me a link even maybe to her memorial, her page to tell me like who this woman was. I'm just struggling with what to do with this one because if I were walking this, sure, I would love to have a stop here. But I don't know if it really meets the criteria. If it meets the criteria for the game. This is a hard one. I think I'm gonna have to go with 3 stars on this one, which, to be honest with you, that's not really an approval. It's not really a denial. It's an I don't know. Now, in terms of description, yes, that is an accurate description of this. So I'm going to give that a 5 stars. But again, for significance, I'm trying to go back and forth between 2 and 3 because what significance is a bench. I'm going to say 3. And then for uniqueness, I do think you can find this bench along this trail. And then accessibility, obviously, it's pedestrian. And then I do think this is where they've located it. So I'm going to call it a memorial bench. I really wish, now the way they could have moved me over to a 4-star is if in this description they had explained how this was a proxy for a trail marker, that having benches along trails helps with explore, because there are some people who like to walk, but they can't walk long distances. And so having a bench along a trail helps them to be able to sit down, take a break, and then get back up and start again. I have a bum knee, so sometimes when I'm walking, I would like to sit for a minute and play with my phone, figure out what's going on around me, take a minute to enjoy the scenery, and then get back up and walk some more. And I am much more likely to walk along a long trail like this. So if I back up and look, it looks like the trail is pretty long. If I do have a place where I can stop for a bench, so that's why I'm giving it a 3, because I do want to give this. I just the way this is nominated doesn't really explain all of that. And so the reality is that because it doesn't explain all of that, I think most people are going to say bench, no, deny, and they're gonna deny it. And that's unfortunate because this could have been better.